Good afternoon, Mac, and good afternoon, fellow classmates. Ron Roman here, and this is my week 3 post, Find Your Voice. Before I get started, I wanted to take some time to reflect on who I am. I wanted to let you guys know a little bit about me, other than just seeing me on Zoom or hearing my voice on Zoom. Um, you know, Coming here to Full Sail was probably the best decision I ever made, but I wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for my son. He made me promise him that if he made the dean's list, then I had to go back to school. Well, I didn't think he would ever make the dean's list, not putting him down because I love him dearly, but I know the type of student that he is. Well, did he prove me wrong? So a year and 4 months later, here I am. I'm at Full Sail University, and it was the best decision that I ever made. We all go through obstacles in life, and sometimes it's not an easy road, but I am glad that I am going down this road. So for some of you younger students, if you ever feel like it's getting too hard and you want to give up, don't. I promise you won't regret it. There are plenty of people here at Full Sail that will help you succeed. They are on your side. Trust them. Well, with that, there's my little advice for some of you younger students. So, on to the post. What are 5 words your friends would use to describe you? Well, I actually reached out to my friends because I wasn't sure what they would say. So, here's what some of my friends had to say about me. Number 1, honest. I have to say, sometimes I'm brutally honest. When I was younger, I could never lie to my mom. Even if I wanted to, she always knew that I was lying or I was about to lie. So I always kind of prided myself on being truthful. And as the saying goes, the truth hurts. Well, you have to be able to tell the truth even if it does hurt. I think that builds character. So I'd have to agree with my friends when they said that. Number 2, most of you that know me are going to get a kick out of this one. Talkative. I'm not talkative at all. Yeah, I know I am. But my friends and family, they always say I talk too much. Sometimes I should just shut up and listen. But I agree with them because if I didn't like to talk, I wouldn't be here at Full Sail. So if you put a mic in my hand, we could be in trouble. God help us, right? Number 3, motivated. Motivated is something, when I was younger, I thought I was motivated, but at 47 years old, I've never been more motivated before in my life. And, I push myself every day, to be the best student I could possibly be. That's because I found a passion and I love what I'm doing. And, if I wasn't motivated, I wouldn't be able to continue here at Full Sail, and especially being 47. I don't have time not to be motivated. So, so far so good. My friends are, I appreciate what they had to say. So number 4, focused. I think focused and motivated kind of go hand in hand. I'm motivated and focused because, like I said, I found something that I love to do. I have a passion for this. And I believe that I can make a difference in the broadcast world doing what I love. So that's number 4. Number 5, determined. Once again, I've never been more determined in my life. I mean, I had a wake-up call 4 years ago that completely changed my life. So I will never, ever quit until I get to the destination that I want to be in. I don't have being determined. I have to live by that. As a matter of fact, the 3 words that I live by, and that's because I was in the Marine, is honor, courage, and commitment. That's who I am. I guess maybe when I was younger or even when I got out of the Marine Corps, I didn't realize that those 3 words would follow me. And now's the time that I have to honor that. So when it comes to other broadcasters that I can identify with, the first one that comes to mind is Howard Cosell. The reason I can identify with Mr. Cosell, it's real simple. I'm going to use his saying. He tells it like it is. You can love him, you can hate him, but he was brutally honest. And, he had that distinctive voice that many people could recognize. Howard Cosell, he was as real as they come. He was a storyteller. Was he controversial? Absolutely. Um, you know, at a time when things weren't so, when things were, there was a lot of tension in his time. So, he bonded with the world heavyweight champion, Muhammad Ali. He broke barriers. And, I think I could relate and I resonate with him because I like the person that, he was, he was just honest. He went from being a lawyer to a broadcaster simply because he wanted to do that. So I can relate to that. Here I am at 47. I changed my career because I have a passion and I love to tell a story. I love to tell a story the right way. So for all you young bucks that don't know who Howard Cosell is, go look him up. I guarantee it, you're going to love his story too. You know, so I kind of had to do some research on that topic because we all have our favorite sportscaster, but do we really know them outside of hearing their voice and watching them on TV? I mean, I'm not saying that I'm Howard Cosell, but his story and his life I can relate to. There are so many broadcasters to choose from, and who do I think are the best? Well, I will pick my top 3 and I'll explain to you why I think that they're the best. Number 1, Stuart Scott. What can I say about Stuart Scott? I mean, I grew up in the 90s and watching him. Well, I grew up in the late 80s, early 90s, but I watched Stuart Scott. He was a warrior. He was courageous. As far as I'm concerned, he was the best on the mic at his time. His catchphrases were like no other. He was relatable. His followers were all across the board, whether they were young or an old fan. It didn't matter. He related to every age group. He might have had some pushback from fellow colleagues and executives, but he did it his way and he did it with dignity and class. In the 90s growing up, like I said, he was my favorite. Number 2, I have to mention Al Michaels. His delivery and his knowledge of sports resonates with me. I remember when I was 6 years old, he said the famous words, "Do you believe in miracles?" Now, they may have sealed his legacy, but from football to baseball, Michaels has covered it all. His tone, his pace, I think they're perfect. His presence on the air make him one of the best in my book. And number 3, Vin Scully. When it comes to baseball, how can you not think of Vin Scully? He spent 67 years as the announcer for the Los Angeles Dodgers. No other has ever done that before. He was a well-respected man inside and outside of the broadcast booth. I just remember when I was a kid listening to Vin Scully on TV. Yes, I'm a huge Yankee fan, and he was an announcer for the Dodgers, but he covered all-star games, he covered World Series. So I got a chance to listen to him, and he just, he always had a pleasant voice, and he resonated. He resonated with the fans, and the fans absolutely loved him. So with that being said, those are my top 3 picks. Those are why I think that they are the best doing what they do. And thank you for taking the time to listen to my story. And I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you.